This is where accidents can occur. Pulling out of a driveway. Today is September 20th, 2023. 2023. Today, when I made a trade, I thought, okay, how much am I going to lose today? I said, whenever I make a trade now, I think of, okay, how much am I willing to lose when I make a trade? I pray that I always think of it that way. That's the first thing what is the first thing that I need to think about when I make a trade, okay? So when I make a trade, I look for a particular stock, and based on its ATR, I suppose the primary mechanism of the decision is based on the ATR, okay? And because ATR is, what is that, average trading range, right? So it is possible that on a certain given day, it could be double that, or maybe smaller. And so I have to think of it that way. So what is the average trading range? And I have to think of it in a form of how much am I willing to lose, okay? How much am I willing to lose? So for a given stock, I know how much I'm going to lose. And I'll be happy with that because it has reached a point where my calculation was incorrect and I am out of the trade, okay? Now, in the past, I was thinking, okay, so how much am I gonna make? How much am I gonna make? I never thought when I entered to trade to think, okay, the trade could go against me. So the first thing that I think about is how much am I going to lose? How much am I willing to lose? Now this is something that there's this professional day trader who uses his own money to fund people, and he made that statement. He said this, I guarantee you, in those words, he said something like, I think he said something, I think he said, I guarantee. I think he said guarantee. I guarantee that if you set a stop loss when you enter a trade, okay, that you'll start making money. That's what he said. That's so absolutely true, but it still took me a bit of time after I've utilized stop losses. It's like I'm just thinking, I'm just like recounting the days. So here's what happens, right? I don't have a stop loss. The trade goes against me, and my account is depleted of 50% of my account. Okay, that's what happens. 50% of my account drops. But if I set a stop loss to an acceptable amount that I agree that I'm going to lose, then I only lose that much. Okay? But for some reason, 50-50 chance of me winning, it goes in my direction. I have a protection. I have insurance. That's why it's like driving a car. There's auto insurance, right? The government knows that we cannot pay the amount of money that I could incur in an accident. And therefore, the government requires people like myself to have insurance on a car, just in case, okay? To cover for liabilities. Every car has that. It's the law. It's a state law. It's a state law. Maybe it's a federal law, but it is a law. Everybody has to follow it. Okay? It's called insurance. And stop losses are insurances that says, okay, I'm willing to have this much insurance. I'm going to purchase. It's like, wow, it's insurance. It's like buying It's like buying a Wall Street insurance. I'm buying an insurance. Okay, that's what's happening. Speaking of, I think I'll go to, I might just go for a buffet today, maybe. My stomach is bloated because whatever I eat late, it bulks me up because whatever I eat just goes right to my gut. Because right before going to sleep, and if I eat, it just sits there and it'll do that. I have to allow the food to digest before I go to sleep. Anyway, so this is like this concept of, the more that I think about it, the more I realize what's really going on with the stock market. It's something that I would never have connected together, right? I would never have connected together the fact that it is insurance that I'm buying when I make a trade. There has to be insurance in the stock market, okay? There has to be a risk protection. There has to be a risk protection. Without risk protection, one bad trade can just wipe out the whole account.